Hello everyone, I greet in the name of God Almighty. My name is Silas, and today we have a very interesting video to react to, and this one is highlighting reasons to why people decide to embrace Islam. I believe that this is going to be a very interesting video, getting to know some of the reasons why people convert to Islam. So if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion or thought, but this is basically for educational purposes, and I believe that at the end of this video we all are going to learn from this. So guys, without any further ado, let's get on to this video and check this out. Reasons why people convert to Islam.
In this episode of For All Humans, we look at why people choose to embrace the religion of Islam. The Economist says Britain sees about 5,200 conversions a year, and in America, nearly a quarter of Muslims are converts. Have you ever wondered why? Let me share with you the 5 top reasons why new Muslims embrace Islam. The first reason cited by many converts is their exposure to some aspect of Islamic culture, from architecture to calligraphy to prayer. The solace and tranquility brought by the adhan, the Islamic call to prayer recited from the mosque to announce each of the 5 daily ritual prayers, has attracted many non-Muslims to Islam. In 2018, the Independent newspaper told the story of a Scottish man who had not actually properly met a Muslim person and who had happened to hear the call to prayer when he was on holiday in Turkey. He said, "It woke something up inside me and it inspired me to begin a spiritual quest." After buying the Quran from a local shop and reading it, he said, "The Quran really shook me. It's quite a scary book to read because it tells you so much about yourself." The Hollywood actor Liam Neeson, after shooting a film in Turkey, describes the call to prayer as the most magnificent wake-up call that gets into your soul. The second reason people convert to Islam, a desire to establish a spiritual connection and as part of a search for meaning and inner peace. For converts, Islam fills a void in their societies. In fact, the Pew Research Centre found that the top reason for converting was finding more meaning in Islam. An article about the issue in the Huffington Post says converts to Islam are spiritual seekers who are looking for meaning in their lives and better ways to connect with God. Imam Jamal Rahman, in his book Spiritual Gems of Islam, says over the centuries, Islamic sages have gleaned timeless spiritual insights and practices from sacred texts, meditation and knowledge of the heart. New Muslims are motivated to embark on a journey to tap the fountain of Islamic spirituality. Number 3, the rituals of Islam are also another reason people are attracted to the faith. Converts realise that Islamic practices like fasting are a way of achieving self-control rather than a restriction of personal freedom. Yentel, a Belgian Muslim who converted to Islam in 2018, says, "During Ramadan, I feel much closer to God. I feel like I can start anew and that all my sins have been forgiven." Christiane Bakker, the former MTV and NBC presenter who converted to Islam, describes Ramadan as a test of willpower, which is not only a period of renunciation and self-discipline, but also as a process of physical and spiritual cleansing. She says the Islamic fasting month gives her a sense of closer proximity to God. Furthermore, she says, once the 30 days are completed, a certain euphoria sets in. "I feel cleansed, fulfilled and closer to God. It is a wonderful feeling. I wish this high would last forever." At university, Sarah Ager, who was known for her Christian faith and recently converted to Islam, explains, perhaps unsurprisingly, it is during Ramadan, when most Muslims refrain from food and drink during daylight hours, that she appreciates the practical aspects of her faith. Her dress, prayer, routine and the discipline of fasting. She also continues to reflect on Islamic prayer, saying, "The fact that I pray 5 times a day now means I have to stop what I'm doing. Even if I'm grumpy, we pray in a very physical way. You can't just pray in your head. You have to engage physically, having to bow and lean." Number 4 in the For All Humans reasons why people convert to Islam, many attribute their conversion to their search for logical and intellectual answers to theological and life questions. For example, Natalia Darwich, a religious person who is active in her church community in central Switzerland, says she found logical answers to her questions when she came across the Quran. Teresa Corbin, an American writer, describes in her online article for CNN, "I'm a Feminist and Converted to Islam," her experiences. She says, "My journey to Islam began when I was about 15 years old, and I had questions about my faith. The answers from teachers and clergymen didn't satisfy me. As I studied the Islamic faith, I was surprised. Many of the tenets resonated with me. I was pleased to find that Islam teaches its adherents to honour all prophets, from Moses to Jesus to Muhammad, all of whom taught mankind to worship one God and to conduct ourselves with higher purpose." Corbin further emphasises that she was drawn to Islam's appeal to intellect and astounded that science and rationality were embraced by Muslim thinkers, like al-Khwarizmi, who invented algebra, Ibn Fairness, who developed the mechanics of flight before Da Vinci, and al-Zawrawi, who is the father of modern surgery. So we've discussed the attraction to an intriguing aspect of the Islamic culture as a cause for conversion to Islam, the search for meaning and a more spiritual path, the fascination with Islamic rituals, and finding logical relevance. The fifth and final reason in our discussion here at For All Humans is the search for community. Many converts speak of the feeling of community that they experience in their journey to Islam. Muslims across cultures are known to be very generous in welcoming people into their society. A representative in the Islamic Centre in the UAE, who oversees many residents becoming Muslims, says, "I think it's because they see the sense of community and they see Muslims fasting and praying," referring to Muslims gathering together to break their fast and to pray during the month of Ramadan. An article in The Economist describes how people can become fed up with lewdness, obscenity and indecency in their societies. They seek a sense of common purpose where Muslims from a variety of backgrounds can come together to form a diverse community which strongly emphasises the notions of decency, morality and modesty.
Oh. That's a very interesting video, listening to her highlighting some of the reasons to why people join Islam. And I think that whatever, in a sense, she's saying is more or less the truth about it, because when you look at it by some of the things in the standard day, she highlights, of course, she talks about, Sunday prayers. That's one of the most important thing that people normally see, and then they begin to start considering joining Islam. Reason being is the manner, or should I say the nature in which, Muslims conduct themselves when it comes to prayer. Of course, I have lived in a place whereby, of course, I can go and then sometimes for businesses, and then I meet some Muslim, and then once it is time, for them to pray, irrespective of whatever amount you think that business is going to give them, they are going to leave it. They are going to tell you, like, we are going to pray, so you have to wait for us, and then they leave. Irrespective, they will not say that, oh, let's continue with this meeting or whatever we are doing, or with this business proposal maybe probably we are talking about. Irrespective of how some money we're going to make from it, they will be like, okay, you just wait, we are going to the mosque, and then we'll pray, and then when we come back, and then we continue. That's just one thing that kind of attracts many. And then at that point in time, people who are not Muslim, they'll start wondering. They'll be like, okay, all right, go and pray and then come back. And then from there, in as much as, of course, we normally meet probably for business purposes, and then from there you start thinking, what, like, did they just do that irrespective of the amount of money that we're gonna get? So why is this guy or saying that he wants to go to the mosque and pray first? You understand? Why not finish, then maybe go pray? But then they tend to respect these prayers, and it's very important. And then one aspect of important part of prayers is because that gives us an opportunity to be able to communicate with our maker, with our God, right? So we are going through so many things, of course, a lot in our family, personal lives and all that, and then the only one that we can be able to like communicate with, that can be able to understand us and then provide answers for us, is only what our maker. And then they have seen, you understand, the importance of doing that, and then that's the reason why, irrespective of whatever they are doing, as far as it's time for prayers, you see, they'll leave whatever they are doing and then they go into prayers. Like, that's one thing that for me, you understand, that is very attractive, you understand, for me. And then also another important thing that I feel is not that because of the rest are not good, but some of the ones that I consider them, you understand, very important are the prayers. And then another thing is, let's say, the community. If you look at, you understand, the level of this togetherness that Muslim normally, you understand, have, like, seriously, it's something that I do wish that we Christians, you understand, also have this type of, you understand, togetherness, because then they will not even care whether you are black, you are white, you are brown, or whatever your color of your skin is. They don't care. The most important thing is they are all Muslim, and then they are praying to their maker. So it shows that they tend to understand the meaning of humanity than some of us who might be thinking that we are much more civilized or whatever, you understand, we call ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we that we say that, okay, we are much more civilized, we are the same people that will go on to say this one is black, this one is white, and all those things, and this one is supposed to, these ones are humans, and this one as if they are kind of subhuman, and then we begin to show much more differences and all those things. All these things don't happen in Muslim community. All these things don't happen in Islam. The most important thing that they do like is, as far as you went on, innocent, to take that shahada, right, by proclaiming that there is one God, but there is no God but Allah, and Prophet Muhammad is the last and final messenger. As far as you went on, innocent, to say these prayers, you are like, you are their brother, like you are their everything. The kind of, you know, you are just there, you understand, with them. Everything they do, they make sure that they kind of include you in everything. They kind of show you that level of love and all that. That's what, you understand, you tend to experience. And then for the fasting and then the rest of other things, of course, they are all important. And then it's encouraging that since we have realized that the only way we can communicate with God is through prayers, and then it is also very important that what you go through when it's fasting, right? You might have a particular need, right? Or you even want to even thank God for everything God has been doing to you. Like now that we are actually in the last month of the year, you can just go on, you understand, on fasting, even on your own. You can decide, you understand, to go on a fasting, right? You pray to appreciate God, you understand, and worship Him for all He has been doing for you. Of course, there are a lot of us that throughout this year, or throughout like many years, we have not even visited, like, go to hospital in the name of like we are sick, right? So what are we supposed to do? We just go to God and then thank Him. Or the best thing we can even do is that just kind of buy things and then give out to people, right? It's in a way of what, saying, God, I appreciate you, you understand, for everything, right? And that's what most Muslims do, that they call it what, the charity, the act of the charity, the act of giving, right? They are very good, you understand, at doing that. And then because of that very thing, I want to say something. A particular lady sent me a message at the comment session, and then she's saying that due to some of the things, in the sense, that is happening, in the sense, at the moment in Palestine, that she is currently, is it in Yemen, something of that nature, and then she needed help, that because of this war that she have lost her parent, okay, and then she is Muslim, and then she went on to drop her WhatsApp number that she needed, you understand, help, that she also have some of her brothers and younger ones, and then they are very young, and then they are in need of a rent, that their rent, in a sense, has finished. So she kind of dropped her WhatsApp number. So I want to talk to you, in a sense, about this. I want to say that for some of you who can help, I would like to drop this, in a sense, at the maybe comment section or something like that, the WhatsApp number. You guys can kind of chat her up and then see how best you guys can kind of help her. I think that she really need help. I do not know, you understand, if it is true or not. You know, people nowadays can do so many things, but then maybe probably I feel that maybe what she's saying, you understand, is true. So for some of you who can kind of help, okay, you can kind of reach out, okay, whatever you know, you can be able to like contribute to better her life, so that maybe probably you guys can kind of contact her, you understand, direct, okay, and then communicate with her, ask her anything that you know that you can help. I think it will do something for her. Okay, so this is the end of our video. If you like my reaction, you should like, share and subscribe. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So guys, you remain blessed and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.